What's going on? Oh yeah. It's that time. Good stuff. What's up, everybody? Who's out there? I know J-Mac and Kyle are here. Mitchell, what's up? Mark, Tyler, how's it going, guys? Mark Cooper, what's up, Mark? Oh. Our count is not working. That's unacceptable. Let's get that fixed. Ordering a pizza. I want pizza. There's our count. Look at that. 5,200. Well over 5,200. That's savage. Boy, do we have a lot to do. So we're gonna just get into it. What's up, Steen? Welcome to Friday Live Day. All right, let's go look at the shelf. Kind of want to get this watch out of the way. Not super stoked on this just sitting around staring at me. So I'd like to get it knocked out. Screwdriver kit. Handy dandy felt. And we can hang out while I start to get this thing apart. I want a pizza. Should have gotten a pizza before I started streaming. Alright, let's get into this. Ooh, that's weird. Oh, nope, not weird. Okay. I need a different tip, though. I don't know how this stream's gonna go. We don't usually stream this late. This is usually when we're ending our streams, not when we're starting them, typically. We'll see how busy it gets today. I'm curious. What's up, Darren? Right, there we go. Got our little spring out. So we can actually start working on this watch. In fact, we're done with the whole kit. We can just put this away. And we will get back to it when we need it again. When we're starting to put stuff back together. Alright, let's see. Just getting off work. Nice, nice. right into Illustrator. It's gonna be a slow evening, guys. I slow down in the evenings. I don't go as hard. We're definitely hanging out for this one today. After after like 5 p.m. I start moving pretty slow. Bro, I'm upset about my current pizza status. Pretty disappointed. Alright, that's our target area right there. Here's our text. Let's get our text in there. I don't have one. That's my problem. And apparently Tyler's is delayed somehow. Got a pizza delay on Tyler's end. Or not Tyler. Who's having the pizza delay? Oh no, Kyle. Kyle's having a pizza delay. What's up, Sam? Kind of like this layout right here. I like that. I think this is going to look really good. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. It'll be a fine stream. It won't be... Probably won't be anything to write home about, but it'll be good. It'll be sufficient. You guys will see how this works out in a minute. You've all seen me do watches before. We have a video on watches. I'm not Not super concerned about going crazy deep at the moment. We're doing a watch. Doing a watch. I'm hatching these separately because I'm not positive about the placement on this. So we may have to move this independently from everything else. But for now, we're going to remove the text and just light up that outline. And go get the watch on the table. What's up, wife? It's a Secchio. Nothing too fancy. There's Baby Yoda. Hey, Baby Yoda. Got a jig in her face. Alright, so we've got our outline on there, and it looks pretty good. Pretty good outline. Pop back over to desktop. Drop our art back in. I know this is going to be fine. That's going to line up great, because our outline is great. So we can cut this. I'm going to cut all that, and let's just get the 75 right. Actually, that's pretty damn good, too. Look at that. I just eyeballed that. That looks just about perfect. So we'll remove the outline and let's just light the text and check that out. I like the placement. I'm just not sold on it being straight. So I think what I'm going to do is try to box the Secchio. And let's just double check our straightness. That looks pretty good. Better not touch it. Better not touch it. I think that's it, guys. We're just gonna rough up the surface really quick here with a little brass general. I know it's steel, but we're not trying to put it deep. We just want to just rough the surface up a little bit. Brass general is good for that. One pass. Here we go. All right. Well, that's not good. You'll note the lack of sound, which means we're likely out of focus because we didn't focus our job. So let's focus out. Let's see how far we're off. It was quite a bit off. So, same thing. I'm just going to cut the text. And let's just make sure it's straight still. I think the layout is still going to be good. I just want to make sure we didn't mess up our straightness here. Alright, see, now that we refocus, not only does it change the scale of things, but, I mean, it wasn't really straight at all, and it was impossible for us to tell, so... Now that that's done, we just really have to make sure everything still fits. Yep, could have definitely been a disaster if it marked. But we get lucky. We get lucky here all the time. Let's try that again. Brass general. Here we go. Ah, sound. Much better. If you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button. This is a public stream today, so we want to get this in front of as many people as we can. And we're just going to follow that up with a little steel white. That's going to be it. Watch is going to be done. Beautiful. Microfiber cloth, quick wipe down, should be good to go. So we're going to go grab that. It's raining. I can tell it's raining because I have a window still. Or now, not still, now. I have a window now. Grabbing the felt and an exceptionally clean microfiber here. The brush pattern on the back of the watch is a circle, so we're going to brush with our microfiber in a circular motion. Doesn't look amazing. We need... just the tiniest, ittiest, bittiest little bit of zep to shine that back up. Much better. And that's it. Very nice. We're done with that. Give you guys the zoom. I bet they etch it with a fiber laser. The marks that are already on here look like they were done with a fiber. See if I can get this focus. There you go. Nice. Nice and straight, really clean. No problem with that. So, let's put it back together. Kind of boring for you guys. I'm not set up to like shoot a full video because we're streaming, so you don't get an amazing view at it, but still has to be done. So I use the like micro flathead. It's good for pulling the flange down on the little spring-loaded retainer pin. And it's got to go in here somehow. Kind of back through this thing. There are probably tools for this, but I just have no interest in being a watchmaker person. I don't want to be like a watch repair guy. Like, I almost don't want to learn it. Like, I don't want to waste space in my head for this. And there's other things that I should be learning and doing. So, I continue to do it the hard way. Probably not the best option, but here we are. Alright, there's one end in. Here's the other end. Man, that was an easy one. They're never this easy. I just went right in. There we go. Super quick. Here's our packaging. Well, I honestly wasn't expecting that to go that fast. I thought that would take a bit longer, but apparently we're done. Just pop that onto the pillow, all nice like, and we're done. Very easy. One done, a million to go. This is where I sit, and yet I'm not in focus. That looks better. Here's a fun project for you guys. Yep. It's a piggy bank. It's a piggy bank. Pretty cool. Cool little piggy bank thing. We don't really need our screwdriver anymore. I have so much stuff on my desk. I'm just trying to hide some of the stuff. The clutter is very distracting. Alright. Piggy bank time. I've done a ton of piggy banks for this lady, so I know exactly what she wants. Trying to see what material it is inside, but no good clues. It's not brass, I don't think. Well, there it is. We will use a roll of tape to get that to sit well, but we'll deal with that in a minute. First thing we need to do is open this artwork. I'm going to use whatever the last job we did for her. We're just going to reuse that art and change the name. All right, here we go. So first things first, we got to find her. She's in here somewhere. So this font we need to match. That's the main reason I wanted to pull it up. I mean that and kind of the sizing and spacing too, but I think it's Bookman. Yeah. Dope. We'll get that expanded. Now, size doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to resize this in EasyCAD, but I would like to at least get the proportions right. Doesn't even have to be perfect, just like kind of close would be good. That looks nice. Center those up and save it. And we're going to open EasyCAD. We're going to open this mave.ezd file because this should have our exact positioning and sizing from the last one. Forgot you can't drag and drop into EasyCAD because why would you be able to do something convenient? All right, let's open. Oh, I can't paste file paths into EasyCAD either. Okay. Whoop, nope, nope. Back, please, back. There we go. So the way that I did this last time, if this will load, is I use the center line down here to line up with the center line of the piggy bank, and then I put the text over the top. So let's also import our new file, and let's just get things sized correctly. So I'm going to line it over the old one. We're going to resize it until it's about right. A little bigger. Something like that. We can delete this old stuff. Oop, nope. There we go. Hatch the new one. And then we'll cut the text and we'll light the line. Oh dear. This is closer than I wanted to get with this little piglet. Personal space, Piggy. Now, you can see that the red line is following kind of that weld point between the two halves of the pig. And we just want to get that straight, and it's just kind of like a game of eyeballing this to kind of assume how it's going to feel appropriate. We should be pretty close. We can light the text, and I think that looks really good. And then the last thing we're going to do is just kind of average out our focus between a high and a low point. So I'm going to grab my focus stick one more time, and we're going to try to just get that really dialed in so we don't have any weak spots. But honestly, it's pretty fat, and this is a pretty small engraving, so I'm not crazy worried about it being off. So we'll go ahead and focus this up. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing things here. I have it kind of focused to the outer quarter. To engrave this, probably going to start with just one pass aluminum general. Let's just see how it does. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I don't really remember how soft it is. So we'll go ahead and just mark this one time and see what it does. And no focus issues, which is nice. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So let's just hit it with the steel white. And just call it a day. Telling you guys that tape is like my best friend. So, Piggy needs just a quick wipe down. I'm going to use the same clean cloth that I used for the watch, but the spot without Zep on it. And we'll just really quick. That's it. That's all I'm doing. And one more. We'll zoom for you guys here. And there it is. Piggy time. I'm not really holding it straight, but yep, came out nice. I've done a few of these already, so I kind of knew what to expect. I made it look a little easier than it probably is. Just because this is not my first little piggy bank that I've done, but we're just mowing through jobs, guys. Back into your hole, pig. All right, let's go find something else to do. I've had the CO2 Galvo for close to 2 months now, and we have not done a paid job on it yet. How would you guys like to break it in with me today? You want to break the CO2 Galvo in? Because I think this could be a fun job to do that. If you guys are interested, we could check that out. Otherwise, we could just do it on the OhmTech, but I feel like the CO2 Galvo would be more fun. Steam says, sure. That's very enthusiastic. So glad you guys are so excited. All right. So we need Illustrator open again, and I'm gonna have to pull up the email. Okay, good. That is not somewhere. Oop, I have to answer this one really quick. All right, that was an important email. Sorry, I had to write back to that customer. Okay, so let's see. What is your name, Megan? There's your artwork. Just gonna get that saved to the desktop, and then we can pull it up. It's gonna need a trace. It may need a resizing. We'll take a look at that now. So we can actually minimize this for a second. We're probably gonna have to run this through Photoshop. So here's the artwork they provided. This needs to go on each of these kind of living edge circles, right? So we need to prep this so that EasyCAD can look at it. I'm not running this as a bitmap. That's gonna suck. So you guys can see there's a fair bit of detail in here. Looks like a scan of a line drawing that they did with like a pencil or something. There's different shades in here. You see how that's lighter and these are darker? That doesn't look very good. So we're gonna fix that up in Photoshop. So I'll see you guys in 5 minutes when this loads. Come on. All right. Come on. Thank you. Okay, so let's bring this in. Let's see what kind of resolution we're working with here. So we'll just image, size. 300, not bad. Okay. This girl's got some brains. She knows what we need. We're going to take it up to 6, though, because I want a really nice trace. I don't want to lose any of the details in this. Beautiful. And then to even out these tones where it gets really, really light up here and this is all really dark, we just don't want the trace to get confused there, so we're just going to run a threshold. Before I run this, I'm actually going to zoom in. I want to show you guys what this does. So, oh, did we move it? We did. Get back to your spot. Okay. So we're going to zoom in. So here's where you guys can really see. We'll make sure we don't lose any detail. So we're gonna, one more time, image. I can't select adjustments now, and it's because I grabbed and moved this picture layer, so we need to just reflatten it. So we'll flatten, and then again, adjustments and threshold. There we go, and then we can just slide this around, and it seems pretty good, like right in its default spot here at 136. That seems okay, so we'll hit OK. And we're going to look at that spot again when we go into to trace this. But for now, I'm just going to save it. We can get rid of Photoshop because we're done with that. And we're here in Illustrator. We're going to bring that in. Hopefully we can just get a nice good trace on this. This may take a minute. That was easy. Alright, let's check on our branches again, right? Because we got... Look, that's not what we want. Nope, I don't even want to expand it. Go back. Undo. Nope, I've undone too much now. Hold on, guys. We'll get there. So, here. Trace. Let's just kind of pop that threshold up a little bit. See if we can get a little more out of these branches. We may have to make this even bigger. I'm not gonna lie, guys, like it's gonna take more time, but I'm not crazy thrilled with this. I don't love it. So we're gonna close it. And we're gonna reopen Photoshop. I know we just closed it, but I'm gonna close things we're not using too. Okay. I know we just closed Photoshop, but that needs more work. It's not quite done. So we have to go a little bigger. By a little bigger, I mean a lot bigger. If the stream gets chunky, just bear with me. Till we get this resized. It will snap back. I'm gonna bring this up to 20 inches because I'm a psycho. And we'll let that save. Adding more resolution to the DPI at this point is just gonna crash my computer, so we have to just resize. Alright, that should help. We want to re-threshold because we have grays again. We don't want any of those grays. Alright, those look much thicker now. So we should be okay. I'm gonna leave Photoshop open this time just in case. I'm gonna make the same mistake twice. Yeah, this is our spot up here, guys. Oh, all right. This is our spot, our confirmation location. Okay. Let's hit it with the trace. Man, it just hates this so much. All right. Let's bring that threshold up to 220. Try that. Doesn't need to be perfect. It's going to be pretty small, but it needs to be better than what we were getting. Alright, that's not bad. It's not awful. Oh, I touched something. Hold on. Maybe 180. Let's take it down a notch. It's a little thick. It's kind of a thick boy. Alright, it was a little too far the other way. Maybe 200 was just perfect. This is part of the process, guys. We're real close now. 210.
I may end up just going back to 220.
210. 210 looks good. Alright, so we've got our trace now. We can expand this. Ungroup it. Alright, now be careful here. Look. We're going to do select same fill color. And we're going to delete that white. You guys know how to do this. But we have a straggler. If we come in and we select all this. See this point way out here? There's something over here. You can tell because the bounding box is way outside of our circle. And we got it on the first try. So there it is. So watch out for that kind of stuff, guys. That'll throw your files off. We can zoom out again, do the same thing, make sure we got it all. And now the bounding box is hugging the artwork. So we know we're good. We can group this and save it. And now I can't run the fiber and the CO2 Galvo at the same time because they're both on one laptop at the moment, the way I have things set up. So what I have to do is go shut off the fiber so that we can open the CO2 Galvo. So let me go do that now. I'm not turning the actual RF tube on yet because it is very loud, but I am going to open EasyCAD here and we're going to switch over to the fiber view because the fiber view is just for EasyCAD, so it should work fine for the Galvo as well. Yes, theoretically I could hide my name in the art. That's true. So this will load up here. Let's just give it a second. What's up, Alex? Alright, dope. So, What to do next? Well, this is the 175 software. I think the 110 is going to be a little tight, so we're going to go to 175, which is still, you know, if you watched the Galvo upgrade video today, the 175 still works perfectly well. The 110's a little sharper, but we don't really need the sharpness for this because we're doing a line drawing, so not a huge deal. While we're sitting here, we can just open up our graphic that we just prepared. Alex Campbell's here. What's up, Alex? So there it is. Much too big. We certainly don't need it that size. We'll take a diameter in a minute. So we'll just resize that, and we will approach this in a second. You guys can't even see. I just brought this in here, and then I just resized it because it was like even outside of our 175 lens area. So there's that, but we'll remeasure that in a second. First thing we need to do is swap out our lens because we're still on our 110 lens over here. So let me get that swapped. Actually, so funny story. I actually haven't made a focal stick for my 175 yet, and I moved my stupid focusing lasers out of the way because I thought they were annoying. So we can't accurately focus that at the moment. So I'm actually going to open the 110, and we're going to leave the 110 in. Well, you're about to get it, man, because we're doing that literally right now. But yeah, I don't have a focal stick for my 175 lens on the CO2 Galvo. I never made one, and I messed up the focal guides to point them away from the workspace because they were just like flooding my bed with red laser, and I couldn't see anything. All right, here we go. Yeah, you know what, Alex? Mactron has turned out to be a great option for people that want something small. If they're not going after an Alex Campbell setup, it makes for like a little great desktop workstation once you get the 20mm head on there. And they offer the listings now with the 20mm head, so you can just buy it that way. All right, let's paste this back in. So we're going to be doing things a little small, and that's okay. That's okay. So let's just come. Hi, hello. I want to find the smallest diameter one of these, and then size the artwork for that. I think it's actually going to be this one right here. So we're just going to take the diameter of this one, and then if it fits on this one, it'll fit on all of them. So let's see. I mean, if we max out this artwork at 110mm, it should just work all the way across the board, because this has even more space than that. This goes all the way out to like 120 and change. So, no problem there. We'll set our width here to 110. Oh, I have it set to 100. Let me fix that too real quick. Bear with me. I was playing around with something and I set this to 100, but should be at 110. Which would put our corner at -55. Alright. That looks good. I'm not going to try to light this with all of the detail in it, so we do need an ellipse. We're going to need an ellipse so we can see where our boundaries are. On the wood, if we can do it without crashing EasyCAD. We may have to do it with 2 circles. So we've got kind of one here for the bulk of it. And then we just need one more shape so that we can kind of see where the trees are going to come out. Maybe something like this. There's better ways to do this, guys, but actually, you know what? Let's go hard. Let's get stupid with it. So, so we need an outline that doesn't have all the detail, and that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get one right now. Kyle's right. You should definitely smash the like button if you like lasers. There's 21 people watching right now. We got 10 likes, guys. Come on, smash it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Pathfinder, Unite, Merge, Unite again. Okay, well, that didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to go, but that's okay. So we've got kind of like our base outline here. We're going to grab our ellipse tool and just draw a nice big perfect circle. There's a method here, guys. Watch, okay? Trust me. So we just want to get it to where it's kind of, there we go, just like that. We'll light that up again. Same thing. Unite, merge, and unite. There it is. So now we've got that shape. That's perfect. We just want the outline. So let's save this as, we'll just call it High Falls Outline. This will make it really easy to line this up. And we'll know where all the trees are going and stuff. So we can close that. We can minimize this. We're gonna literally cut that out for a minute and drop in our outline. Did we do open or import? I don't remember. I guess it doesn't matter. Desktop. Outline. We set the first one to 110, so we're going to set this one to 110. Hit center, and perfect. So let's light this up on the bed. And view kind of where we're falling here. Now, my 110 actually, it requires me to be so close to the wood that I can't read the arm won't come down that far without banging into the floor. So I have to actually raise the part up. We do need to come higher, so that's why the block is underneath it. It's just to get us a little extra height so we can actually reach it with the beam. Alright, I've just kind of centered this by eye here. It's kind of just like a gut thing, and it looks good. It looks good to me. So we've got this in here now. So now what we need to do is paste the old graphic in, and we're gonna shift click the outline. We're gonna do modify, align, center to get those locked up. We're gonna cut the outline. We've got our graphic here. Let's hatch it. Hopefully EasyCAD doesn't crash. With the CO2 Galvo, you really just want to go. One pass, 0 degrees. For line distance, something like 0.06 should look pretty good. I was doing some testing on acrylic at 0.1. 0.06 should be fine. So 2 and 3 are disabled. No cross hatching. None of that stuff you're used to seeing from me on the fiber laser. So we'll hit OK here. And hope and pray. Nice. Oh God, no. We have an issue. We have an issue up here with that black area between the branches. Unacceptable. So we're gonna have to deal with that. So let's undo this. Let's ungroup everything. This is the first way to fix this. We ungroup everything from that vector, and then we group it again. So now it's a group instead of a vector file, and we can try hatching that instead. Sometimes that works. In this case, it does not, so that's fine. So let's see what's going on in here. Might be just like a line we can delete in EasyCAD without having to go nuts. Something's just messing up the pattern. And that's going to be this kind of overlapping area up in here. So let's ungroup. Might be something we can fix easily. If we just get rid of some of these little bits and pieces up in here. That might be enough to fix it. That might do it. Export from Lightburn. Yeah, I'll get on that. I don't think my computer can handle that right now. There we go. Problem solved. Alright, so that's good. Parameter-wise, this is kind of my default for everything. Has been working pretty well. I have this like pine dark. We can try it. 2090 and a frequency of 5. We can give that a shot. And with that all said and done, I do need to turn on the actual RF tube. So let me go turn that on. The fans are pretty loud, which is why it has been off from now. And we're actually going to have to sit and wait for a minute. The capacitors inside the RF tube that charge it up take a second to charge. If I fire it as soon as I turn it on, it won't fire. So that's a problem. Tennessee Wood Signs is saying the bottom right has it as well. Let's go down and check out the bottom right. Where are you seeing it, man? I don't see it. In this area? I don't see any black spots. I don't know what this... I don't know if this is a rendering error down here or not. I don't like this blank line. Doesn't look very good. Yeah, I mean, I think that's okay. I think that's supposed to be filled in. But I'm not convinced that line is supposed to be there. Let's look at it one more time. Once we get this done, we can save it as an easy D, which is nice. Let's investigate up here first, since we're coming back into the vector. Anyway. Let's just see. Ugh, I hate that. Where is it? See this up here. This is gross. Unite doesn't seem to be fixing that weird pathing issue. I hate all of this. Okay, so check it out. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna come in with the blob brush, good old-fashioned blob brush here. We're just gonna paint over that. Just connect all those little bits and chunks. None of that needs to be there. I don't know how it's supposed to be, but it'll be close enough. Something like that should be okay. We can even clean this up too. Let's just try to make it look as legit as possible and kind of remove some of that extra vector in there. Looks pretty good. All right, we're getting custom now. This is gross. I don't like that. I don't like any of this. In here, let's get rid of that. Let's fix that right there. This piece, gross. This is gross. Let's fix that. This is all gross. Oh. Let's go in with the eraser again and split this up. Oh god, they're all over the place. Let's see how straight I can keep my line. Oh, not bad. Not bad for freehand with a mouse. Oh god. Image trace does some weird stuff. Yeah, Sam, we're live. Oh, you can't see. Thank you. Sorry. I need a producer that can just sit here and swap windows for me. It's so hard to pay attention to what I'm doing and pay attention to OBS. I'm just cleaning up all this gross stuff. So, blob brush, painting. Just looking around, kind of up close, looking for more gross areas in here. That all looks okay. This is gross. See that? See how it comes to like an hourglass point? Gross. Fill that in. Blob brush. This too. Blob brush. Luckily it's a tree, so everything needs to look organic anyway. This spot right here, gross. Blob brush it. Blob brush there. It's kind of rough. There we go. Oh man, you guys missed my 6 straight line then because you couldn't see it. This here, gross. Alright. Now we're getting out of the tree area. Oh, here's another. Look at that. That looks just like a bundle of issues right there. Gross, 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 gross. Fill that all in. This, gross. This right here, gross. Fill that in. Blob brush. I'm just gonna keep going. Just get rid of all the little nasty spots. 'Cause I don't want to do this again. I want this to be the last time. This is an erase job right here, so this is the kind of stuff we're erasing through. Just open that back up. Right here, blob brush. Fill it. Loop. Done. Ugh, up here? Gross. Fill that in. Here's another one. This is a big one. Just blob brush it all the way through. Nice and straight. Hourglass here. Let's fix that. I'm going to do the whole thing. We're just doing the problem areas. So that looks pretty good. There's a big spot right there. We'll fill that. It was mostly the tree that was giving us problems. And those bushes. We'll go take a look at the bushes too. These all look like good circles, so I don't want to unnecessarily get rid of detail if we don't have to. Little spots like that those are going to be issues. That was a bad line. Ugh, that's a bad line too. Hold on. One straight one. Come on. There we go. That's good. Okay, that looks good. So tree looks good. Alright, here's where we're having our issues with that line, and I think we can fix this by just, let's clear some of these stem paths with the eraser. Clear that. Just like that. That's all we need. Right here. They're just kind of touching. These are all spots that are going to cause problems for us. That's a blob brush. This is a clear. And that should solve the bush problems. Oh shit, wrong brush. Hold on. Go eraser. Ew. Just cover that up. The rest of these look pretty good. Yeah, little wood discs. You guys will see them again in a second. We're almost done here. Just checking for any more really nasty kind of bad spots like that. I think we're done. I think that's it. So let's save this again. Let's save this as a replacement. Kind of the cleaned up version. And then what we're going to do here, let's zoom all or zoom page. And can we back up here to where we had our outline in? That would be ideal. Might take a second to back up that far. Yeah, the nice thing about the blob brush is that it automatically combines whatever you paint over with it back into a vector. I'm just doing Control Z really slow here. Trying to get back to our outline without crashing EasyCAD. There it is. Beautiful. Alright, goodbye. We know our outline's in a good spot because it was in a good spot when we lit it up before we cut it. Now we can draw a new vector file. We'll bring in our new high falls vector. We're going to reset it to 110 again. Did I do 100? 110, please. And same thing. Modify, align, center. Cut our outline. And now let's try to hatch this. I'm betting it's going to hatch better this time. Alright, perfect. No issues. This is much, much better. This is what I wanted to see. Yes, the bush is dark, but it was dark in the original graphic. You can see those horizontal lines are gone. That was a big problem down here. Like, there was just a horizontal area where this was just straight up not, like, hatched at all, and that area is now gone. So, feeling really good about that. Okay, good, 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 good. So, boom, back to the fiber view. We've got our settings set. We've got our shit hatched. And if you guys are ready, we're going to roll. So, oh, do I hear the exhaust is on? But we still haven't... That would have been a good time to turn the RF tube on. Let me go turn that on. It's going to get really loud because the RF tube fans are pretty extreme because it's air cooled. And then we just need to give the capacitors a minute or two here to charge up. So I'm going to step away from my desk for just 1 second, and then we're going to run this. But the capacitors do have to charge, so let me just let that happen. And then we're going to kick this thing off. Alright, you guys. You've been very patient, and it's time to watch this thing do its thing. Let's give it a try. We're doing a unidirectional hatch right now. We probably should have done bidirectional. Just afterthought. We'll try bidirectional on the next one, and then we'll compare the run times. Welcome back, Tyler. Yeah, we could probably even get away with Snake Snake's a lot harder to get away with on the fiber, but I bet we could do it on the Galvo CO2, and that would probably pull the runtime way down too. Good to know, Alex. Thank you for the tip. We will do snake on the next one. Looks like we didn't quite get a mark on the bottom part of some of the waterfalls. That's concerning. It's moving by too quickly, and it's not getting hot enough. I think snake will also solve that issue because it'll spend more time in each individual area instead of running across the entire piece of wood. Dude, I sell one in my merch shop. You can literally buy a snake shirt in the merch shop right now. Yeah, dude, go to the merch shop. There's a snake shirt. Well, it's a women's shirt, but still, you get the idea. Where's the men's one? Look, you can get a hoodie too. You want a snake hoodie? We got it. It's right there for you. Pretty dope. Snake shirt. Anyway, back to the show. Alright, so that was... Oh no, it's going in to add the details. Okay, I was getting concerned, so maybe it'll hatch the tree separately. I've tuned it a little. It does this weird thing where, like, at the beginning of a line, it seems way more powerful and then, like, cools off as it runs to the end. It's timed well, like, it's starting and stopping at the right point, but at the beginning of the line, for each line that it does, it's much hotter. It's very weird. It's a very weird problem to have. Yeah, it seems to be Tennessee. Oh, I love the placement here. That tree's just fitting right where it needs to go. That's perfect. Okay, well, apparently it's done. I don't know if I want to touch it. Let me go look at it in person. It's actually pretty deep. It looks pretty cool, guys. Not gonna lie. Check this out. And I don't know if you can really tell looking at it like this, but it's really pretty deep. I'd call that a success, though. It's a pretty successful test. Looks pretty cool to me. So for the next one, same deal. We're gonna light that outline, and then we're gonna drop the hatchback in, but we're gonna change our hatch to snake. And we're gonna see how we can improve this runtime. So right now it's running at 7 minutes and 34 seconds. I'm actually gonna cut that out and then back up to the outline because I don't think I left it on the clipboard. And then when we're done, we can just paste it back in. So let's light this and get the next round and get it on there. So I'm just trying to take advantage a little bit of the natural bump in the wood. You can see up there in the top left corner, it's got kind of like a bump. And I want that bump to house the branches. So that's kind of what I'm doing there, is just as far as placement goes. It's never going to be perfect because it's a nice circular graphic and a very not circular organic piece of wood. So we're not trying to get it perfect. Just trying to get it in there in a way that makes sense. So back on the desktop, we've got our graphic here. Let's just change it. So bidirectional is an option, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna go to snake. I want to see how this goes. Boom, there's snaky. Okay, let's give this a try. Same speed, I think. We could probably go. No, same speed, I think. So we should be good. We should be able to run this again. And our last job was 7.5 minutes. So let's see how much faster this one goes. Whoa! Already, we're whipping through this. So like Alex Campbell was explaining, this is fine for line art, but not okay for big filled areas, because big filled areas, it's going to jump around inside of the big filled area, and you're going to see the lines where it's starting and stopping, and those two sections are meeting. So you don't want to use snake on, you know, a big filled in area. It's just not going to turn out very well. But on something like this, where we've got just a lot of small lines, you know, it's okay. It makes a fairly cool sound. You guys can't really hear it. It's a fair bit quieter than the fiber laser. But it is making a noise. It makes a noise. You can hear it. I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. No, this is a massive reduction here. I think we're almost done. Wow, look at that. 1:55. That's a big improvement. Good placement. I'm happy with the placement. Same deal here. I'm trying to get the branches in that little bump, the bump in the wood, kind of bumpy area. So yeah, we took this down from 7.5 minutes to 1:55, and that is the reason you buy a Galvo CO2. So let's say we were doing a graphic where we did have big areas that were filled in. What we would do in that instance is, rather than doing unidirectional, we would go to bidirectional. And that means for every scan from left to right, we're actually going to be filling in 2 lines. With unidirectional, you're only filling in 1 line. So it goes from left to right, and then turns off and goes back to the left, and then turns on to go to the right again. With bidirectional, no matter whether or not the galvos are moving to the left or to the right, you're still getting a line. So we would reduce our time with bidirectional from 7.5 minutes to, what would that be, like 2.75 minutes? No. Yes? No. I don't know. Three-ish minutes. I don't know. I'm not good at math, guys. 3-ish minutes on bidirectional, which is still acceptable and still significantly faster than we would be able to do this with the gantry. Not to mention the amount of time we saved. Could you imagine trying to do the outline on these to get it to fit nicely on the gantry? Like running outlines with the red dot coming through a beam combiner if you had one, and then having to run the outlines in order to get it lined up appropriately. That alone just saves us like a ridiculously large amount of time. So I'd venture to say even at 7.5 minutes, it's probably still faster to do this on the Galvo CO2 than to do it on the gantry. Is that it? Already another one done. We're just whipping through these now, guys. We've only got one left. I'm kind of sad it's over. We got this one, and then we got one more. I feel like we just took the new toy out. I don't want to put it away. You got a little closer to the action for you guys there. So with the 10mm head that we had, like all of these lines would be blurring together. It would be like impossible to get this job done. Oh, that's awesome, Alex. I had no idea. That's a handy little tip. Another one done. We're still at a solid minute 55. All right, last piece. This is so cool, guys. So what do you guys think of the CO2 Galvo? Is this a must buy or what? That's it. We're done. It is very satisfying to watch. So I'm just going to show you guys these real quick because I'm really happy with my placement on them. Let me just look at them a little closer. Yeah, man, these look really good. These are spot on. So check that out. So we got, let's see, maybe just like not as crazy as we normally go, but you know, like here. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you the placement because I'm really pleased with how they kind of conform to the wood there. There's one. Here's two. There you go, number two. You kind of see what I was going for with the bumps in the wood. Here's three. Here's four. This one is substantially deeper than the others, and this is the one that we ran on unidirectional. So it does seem to have gone deeper with that hatch pattern. And then here's five. Here's number five for you. This one had kind of that dark spot on there, but they did fit really well. So, really fun. That was a fun job. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I haven't had fun engraving stuff in a while. It's been kind of a drag. The channel's been fun, but like actually doing the engraving hasn't been very fun, and this has kind of been like a fun. That was fun. Pleased with that. I'm gonna put this in the dump pile and see if we have anything else to do today. I'm pretty sure we do. So, I do have these champagne flutes that we have to do. But before we start these, I want to see somebody sent some cutting boards to me, and we might have an excuse to keep playing with the CO2 Galvo, but I want to see how big they expect the graphics to be, because I'm not sure if my lens situation is big enough to handle that. So let me just get the email pulled up really quick. He sent me a big email full of instructions. Opening up in Word here. Let me make sure that there's a ton, of course, of sensitive information. Enclosed are 6 large cherry boards and 6 small cherry boards. Please engrave as follows. 3 large boards, blah blah blah. 3 large boards, blah blah blah. 3 small boards, blah blah. 3 small boards, blah blah. Okay. Please center files on boards, leaving a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch margin when possible. Adjust vector image size when necessary. Okay. I've sent by email PDF and Illustrator files. If you have any questions, call me, blah blah blah. Okay, well that's so a quarter to a half-inch margin when possible. So if we just assume a half, we can see what we can get away with. If that's within our range, even with I would slap the 200 on here if I felt like we could do it with the 200. We could do that. I haven't even sized that yet. That's going to be a whole thing, but let me see. Actually, you know what? No. I just looked at the box. They're so big. That's going to have to be a gantry job. So if we're doing gantry either way, let's just do the glasses, because I don't think we're going to have enough time to get through all the cutting boards today, and I don't particularly want to start it if we're not going to be able to finish. So let's get into these glasses. Let's do this. So desktop, Illustrator, create a new file. Is our count not up on here? Can you come up, please? Thank you. Come on, load. 5259. I'm into it. All right. Text. Thanks, Swamp Loggers. You got your laser today. You're having a ball with it. Thanks for your tutorials. I've learned a lot in such a short amount of time. The only thing I hate is frequency from 50 to 100. Oh, that's your frequency range? Yeah, that kind of sucks, man. A lot of people kind of get stuck with a frequency range like that, usually because they go with a Raycus source and they don't realize there are other options or what the other options mean. It happens to a lot of people. No worries. You make enough money with your Raycus, you can upgrade later. No big deal. Alright. Ooh, there's some thunder. Some thunder outside. Let's take that a tap in. Tap in. Tap in. Tap in. Alright. That looks better. What does this look like flattened? Kind of like it like that. Group it. A little smaller on the date. No. A little bigger on the date. And a little bigger on the names. That looks nice. Make sure we unite that because it's cursive. Version 8. We're just moving right along here. Not wasting any time. We've only got 2 of these to do. I'd like to do them without mucking it all up. We done in here? I think we are. Do we have any open? No. Okay. Sorry, I'm just doing some RAM management. Yeah, we're starting to make enough money on the channel now that we can actually like maybe afford a better computer for doing streaming kind of stuff in the nearish future, which would be nice. But for now, we have to do RAM management. Just make sure we're not overutilizing our RAM here. Hopefully the next machine that we get will be able to just kind of run everything all the time and not really have to think about it. We're getting there. Alright. We want the desktop. And there we go. Let's rotate this. Blue. Draw our spacers. I say this literally every time we do anything on the rotary tool, guys, but I'm doing spacers. You don't necessarily have to. I have a weird error where if I don't put these blank spacers in, it will eat into the beginning and end of my text, which is super annoying. And nobody's been able to offer a solution so far, so we continue to put the spacers in. It's pretty much the whole story. I'll show you how the spacers work just in case you have an issue like this, but it's unlikely you'll have to do this. So we'll get it all centered up, and then one's going to be yellow, one's going to be turquoise, and you can see up here in the menus, these are just 500 speed, 1 power, so they're not actually going to mark anything. They're just there to give the laser a second before it gets to the text so that it actually marks the entire chunk of text. I don't know why it happens, and I don't have a better explanation for you, unfortunately. But here we are. And we'll just kind of get these sized more or less appropriately so that we know where things are going to fall. And that looks great. So with that done, last but not least, we're just going to rotary setup, enable, okay. And we should be good with that. So we'll come back to this when we're ready to send it over. But first we have to set up, we have to actually like get into rotary mode. And the first thing I'm going to have to do is go get the rotary tool. I know, Tyler, that's what we're doing. We're doing the build. I just have to get enough money to pay for it. It doesn't hurt that they are there. No, it does not hurt that they are there. That's accurate. I'm going to shut the machine down. Well, before I do that, I might as well send this over since the rotary's on. We'll probably have to send it again after. Oh my god, I clicked a button. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to click a button. My bad. So I'm sending this over just to activate rotary mode on the CO2. Now we have to reset the CO2. We'll turn that off. We have to flip our stepper motor switches, which you guys can't see, but trust me, I'm doing it. And we're just gonna set up our crappy rotary tool here to accept these glasses. It's not the most exciting job, right? The CO2 stuff was cooler, but we have to do whatever makes money. And as of right now, I don't know how to do this on the Galvo CO2. I'm not sure if it can even be done on the Galvo CO2, so we're doing it on the gantry. They don't seem like any kind of fancy crystal leaded glass or whatever. They just seem like oh man, that couldn't be more perfect. They just seem like regular glasses, so that's nice. We should get a nice mark on these. Check out how this is sitting here. Can you see that? Like, it's just like the stem is just floating over that outside edge, which is that's really cool that that's just working out like that for us. We do want to just try to get it a little bit more level. Doesn't have to be spot on, but close would be nice. In fact, would that make it better or worse? That would make it worse. Can we inch it up? That's a little too close. If you've ever messed with a rotary, you kind of know what I'm doing right now, but hate this thing. This is on my list of things that I need to spend money on soon. That's fairly level. It's not, again, it's not perfect, but doesn't really need to be perfect. It just needs to work right now. There's something in the glass. Okay. There's a little bubble in here. There it is. A little bubble in our glass. We just want to put that on the opposite side. We don't want that to be like over our engraving or anything. And that's it. That seems pretty good. So I'm going to go plug it in. I guess I can switch you guys over to the CO2 and we can move this over here. There we go, we're moving. So you guys can at least see what I'm doing a little. It's about as close as I can get you for right this second. Turn her on. Sorry, I was just looking for that bubble again. Wanted to make sure that we didn't, we don't want to engrave over the bubble. That would be very annoying. The 800th reason why I hate this stupid rotary tools, because it's impossible to straighten out. Can we just do it with a chip? Alright, good enough. Alright, size-wise. I think we can get away with 40 millimeters. So that's our goal. 40. Ooh, 40 might be high. Let's go 35. This is pretty wide. Height. 35 millimeters. Alright. Tools. Rotary setup. I never put the diameter in, but I feel like I should. So I really don't want to buy new glasses. So where we're engraving, it's about 51. And we'll send it. And then I'm actually going to restart it again because I never trust that it's in rotary mode. So I'm going to just turn it off, turn it on again because I can. This is America. I think that's acceptable. Let's get her fired up. Get it done. I'm wondering, I should probably soap it too. Oh my god. That would have been a disaster. We would have shattered these for sure. Check this out up here. Our power settings are totally wrong. We have to open our library. Glass, glass, assign. Alright, much better. Okay, that was concerning. Send that over yet again. Quadruple check everything, guys, all the time. And I think just for good measure, we're going to add a thin layer of soap. That was not a thin layer. I just put like a gallon of soap on there, but you know, I'm only human. Doing my best. Alright, let's give it a shot. Air assist. This is what happens when you engrave tired, guys. You get tired, you make mistakes. I don't want any mistakes. Despite my exhaustion. Hearing a lot of cracking. I'm a little nervous. Yeah, we'll see, Tyler. Alright, there's the second spacer. Well, might as well commit at this point. We'll go ahead and soap up number 2. I don't think there's any bubbles in this one. Oh, it's still cracking. I can still hear it popping over there as it cools. It's very sketchy. And this one I have a more appropriate amount of dish soap. Alright, same deal. Here we go. Drying the first glass while the second one runs. I just washed it. It looks pretty good. I'll show you guys in a minute. No significant issues. It'll buff. What do you mean it'll buff? You can't buff glass. Are you being facetious? Honestly, I can't tell. Second one's running the spacer. I'm just trying to get all the little pieces of fiber off of this glass. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, that cleaned up nicely. Throw a little TLC. Show you guys my drying method on number 2. Oh yeah. Alright. Let me go wash the second one. I'll be right back in 1 second. Now we just have to get number 2 dry. Here it is, wet. The treatment, according to my awesome Google skills, is physical therapy. Yikes. It's not good, man. So we're just drying the outside of the glass first. The very last thing I do is dry the actual engraving. So I try to get all the other water off first. And then I kind of coil up the rag. We'll set that down. And we just kind of go for like a tight twist. And we send it down into the glass like so. You want it stuffed because it puts pressure on the inside wall, which will get the water out. And we just twist and twist and twist until the whole thing is moving together. And then we twist on our way out. That'll pull any extra fibers and hairs out with it. And then we dry the engraving. And just kind of some pressure to get the most of the moisture, and then a couple of like kind of light brushes to get the any fibers that's stuck on there out. And we got most of them. You could use a run through the dishwasher, but we're 95% of the way there. So here it is, glass time for you guys. I guess we'll just go real close here. I mean, is it like mind-blowingly amazing? No. Not really, but it's good. Glass, laser glass is not great in general. It's just not, you know. Sandblasting's always going to look better. Sandblasting's always going to look better. You know, you can't hold yourself to sandblasting standards with laser, I think. Hey, my brother's here. Everybody say hi to my brother. What's up, Chris? There's the other one. Of equal quality. Again, is it sandblasted? No. But is it on there? Yes. I like to tell the customers this is a cost-effective alternative to sandblasting, because it would have been much more expensive to sandblast these than to just have them engraved quickly with the laser. So that's it. I mean, we're done with the glasses. You know, they're underwhelming. It's just how it is. You know, that's laser. It's not. For the 1,000th time, it's not sandblasting, so we can't expect sandblasting quality. If we can get the mark on there and it looks good and the fractures from the laser are mostly consistent, like, I'm a happy guy. That's all I really need out of life. So poorly package these back up into their into their useless paper that does nothing to protect them because they're glass. Just enough to make them look nice. Chris, I bullied Chris when we were kids, and Chris bullies me now that we're adults. So that's a great little tip, Gary. This particular job, we just did what the customer asked us to do, but yeah, that's a really cool idea if people are like marketing or selling them on their own. 100%. What should we do next? Do you guys want to do anything? Is there anything you want to do? Let me look at the job shelf one more time and make sure there's nothing else there that we need to give attention to. But, I think we can just kind of hang out if you guys want to hang out and do something real quick, or I can beat it and start prepping for the podcast tomorrow. You know what? I do have one more thing that we need to do. Yeah, I bullied him, and then one day he was bigger, and that ended very quickly. I didn't kick the crap out of him. We roughhoused. I was just bigger. I didn't like beat the shit out of him. I wasn't like a high school bully. I'm sure you guys remember this BS. What's up, Rob? So, if you guys recall, the last time we did these axes, we goofed one. We did a goof. And now, we need to fix it. Unfortunately, we're in rotary mode, so now we need to take time to get that out of rotary mode so that we can do the handle engraving on this. And then we can jump back over to the fiber with the boring stuff out of the way and do the cool axe head. And that's where we'll leave the stream for the night. Alright, see you later, Chris. Have fun at work, bro. If we're gonna sit and do this axe right now, I need another Coke. All right. I think we did these last Friday. Is that right? I think this was the last Friday live day. Ow, shit, that's sharp. Okay. Yeah, last Friday. So we're ending where we ended last Friday. So we got an axe. Should have a light burn file. We can jump in and take a look and see what we can find. Let's do a new file here, import. And I better check his folder. Ten 8/21. This is the one. This is the one we messed up. So this is the one we need to fix. Number 26. I think, right? Della Owens. I don't think that we engraved Della Owens. You know what? I have the messed up axe up front. Let me just go look at it. Just kidding. I thought I had the messed up axe up front, but I guess that we lost it or something. I don't know. But we don't need any of this stuff. That's all done. We don't need this. I'm fairly certain it's 26. Let's make sure, we don't want to forget, we turn off our rotary setup. Not doing rotary anymore, and we will send Della over to the laser. And now we have to do the same thing. So we have to do the entire laser shutdown sequence and then turn it back on, so that it goes back to non-rotary mode. So we'll power down, unscrew our rotary tool, remove our rotary tool physically, plug the Y-axis back in. We have to revert our stepper motor controller switches. And turn the machine back on. Whoop, and back off, because my limit switches are broken. So we have to push that all the way back so it doesn't slam. Alright, now we can turn it back on. Start bringing our bed up here. And if you want to be sure that rotary mode is off, all you have to do is bring your CO2 nozzle all the way down to the bottom. You see how close that gets to the edge? If it was still in rotary mode, it wouldn't get that close. That's how we know that it's off. It would stop like 4 or 5 inches back in rotary mode. So we know that that's been dealt with. Put that in a more reasonable position. Throw our axe in. We're engraving these kind of towards the rear of the handle. We'll focus. We were using these 3D printed knife jigs to just space the head of the axe up, which you can see here, just to tilt it back kind of towards the normal direction. And then let's just alright, that's really big. I don't know how big we had this last time, but hold on. Let me put another one of these in to fix the white balance. Alright, no? Still not going to work? How about up here? Is that? No? The exposure is always messed up in this thing. There we go. That's a little better. So anyway, this is way too big. And I don't remember what size we made it, but I'm going to guess it was something like, I don't know, 100 wide. Let's try that. fine to me. Maybe a smidge high. And I've forgotten to change our settings again, so we're just gonna come in here. We want wood, hard maple, medium, send. All right, let's try that again. Oh, am I stopping? I didn't see stop. Is that the wrong name? What's up, J-Mac? Hit me with the truth, bro. Are we doing the wrong one or what? Freaking me out now. Alright, we're just gonna let J-Mac check that. J-Mac's going back in time to see which one we didn't do. Not that this is savable at this point, but why not? I'm pretty sure it was 26. What's up, Rebel? I just found the old axe. It's 26. I was looking around bored and I saw it out of the corner of my eye. But I appreciate you, J-Mac. Thank you for looking. Well, that's not a very nice color, is it? Oh yeah, Rebel, that sucks. Who'd you order from? Guys, this is ugly as shit. I think I'm gonna defocus this like a lot and run it again because I'm just like crazy unhappy with this. That looks awful. I mean, it's nice and deep. It's just like white. All right, let's lower this son of a bitch. That's 3 solid turns down. That should darken it up quite a bit. think the beam is hitting the nozzle? I just realigned mirror number 3. It shouldn't be hitting the nozzle. It's super deep. It's like so deep it should be illegal. I think we're getting full power. No, not hot at all. It's just not, the wood is just not cooperating. It's fine. We don't have time for this. This one's just gonna be bright. That's just the way it is. So we have a height of 17.9 on the first line. So for the flip, we're gonna do 17.9. I'm gonna delete Della Owens. We're gonna resend. You guys aren't missing anything you've not seen before. Just trying to move along here. Let's flip it over. Look at how deep it is. It's just not getting dark. You see that? It's just not getting dark. I don't know why. Just the wood. Yeah, that was like 4 millimeters defocused. If it was going to get dark, it would have. I like how J-Mac was just like, stop! J-Mac yelled at me to stop like I yell at my kid to stop when he's about to run into traffic. Like literally if Felix is about to like run in front of a car, like that's how J-Mac yelled at me. It's like, stop! Oh, don't say that. You'll make him mad. Yeah, there it is. Called it. J-Mac's like, yo, fuck the queen. Alright, good enough, boys. We're moving on. Shut the CO2 down and jump back over to EasyCAD. prepping the laser cam, guys. I'll be right back over. Gotta change stations here. Someday the Laser Master Academy might make enough money that we could have a webcam for each station. Wouldn't that be fancy? Who's still here? If you're still here and watching and your name isn't Kyle, J-Mac, or Tyler, give me a shout in chat. Let me know you're alive. Alright, let's see. Mark. Sam's here. What's up, Sam? Howdy, sir. My wife is here. Hello, wife. My wife is here, but dead. Sharpening Central. That's a new name. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I don't recall seeing you around these parts before. Just get rid of all the junk that we don't need still, because we've done all this already. Nor do we need number 26's name or job. We just need the number, and that's where we're going to start today. We're going to downsize these a little bit. We'll come back to them in a minute, but we don't need them quite yet. This bad boy, however, we do. Center that up. Cut this out. Oop, nope. That's not what we want. Alright. Here's our 26. Let's light her up. Fiber view. Let's get it lined up. Jerry's here. What's up, Jerry? Quick question. You ever use vector magic? I've never used vector magic, but I've seen it mentioned a few times. It's been mentioned before to me. I can already tell the 26 is too big just looking at it. I'm just gonna downsize it a little bit. See if this is better. That's too small. Somewhere in the middle. That's right back where we started. Come on, middle. Better. All right, great. I'm happy with that. If you resize, apply. Don't forget to reapply your hatches if you resize, guys. All right, let's get it lined up. We also need to chip our axe head here. Happy with that position. I'm happy with the focus. I've stopped trying to get these center because every single one of these axe heads is different. There's no straight lines on it, so it's just not worth the time. You have to rush through the job, man. That's how you make money. You get good enough that you can get fast. Alright, for this one, I think last time we were doing these really deep. Since we're only doing one, we can do that again. I'm going to switch us to snake. We're going full snake right now on both hatches. Really quick. Boom, boom. Let's do 15 passes and rip. This will go nice and quick for us. That sounds cool, Jerry. If it's working for you, dude, it's working for you. You know? Nothing wrong with that. AI doesn't strip them away if you do it right. If you actually want colors. It has color trace. But $300 is nice and cheap, you know? It's a good inexpensive alternative to Illustrator if you can't afford it or don't know how to use it. So, you know, at that price, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, I'll show you that another time, JMac. We can take a look at that. In fact, we can take a look at it right now. We're not doing anything. Let's pull up Illustrator. Here we are on the desktop. Let's find something with color in it. Drive. I think in the Laser Source podcast folder, I've got a bunch of like podcast graphics and logos and things. This is a good example right here. So if we bring my podcast background, this is not very high resolution because it's built for web, but it will showcase what I want to showcase. So you could hit image trace and it's just going to spit out a black and white. You can drop this arrow down right here. High fidelity, low fidelity, 3, 6, or 16 colors. If we do a quick count, 1, 2, 3 black, 4 yellow. So 4 colors. So we could do a 6 color trace. I hear good things about Affinity Designer as well. And there you go. It gave us 4 colors. It didn't give us the 4 colors that we wanted. So we could step it up and ask it to do a different trace. Again, this would come out higher quality as well. If we made it higher resolution. It's only 72 DPI, but yeah, now you've got your colors. You can do whatever you want. If you want to grab this and make it yellow, now it's yellow, you know. You can grab this middle thing. You could do, you know, whatever you want to do with it. You can drop it down. You got all your colors up in here. You can break it all apart like you would a vector. No problem. So that's how you do that. If you also, another thing, if you start with something colorful, let's bring this in, and you do hit image trace, and you trace this, and then you're like, I wanted color, you can also click the options box up here, and then you can come down here and just go to mode, color, and you can specify exactly how many colors you want it to trace out. In this case, it's going to trace no more than 30. It'll do less than 30 if it can't find 30, but it won't do any more than 30. It looks like it sees 2 down here, colors 2. We'll see how it traces, but so you can switch from black and white to color as well. So there you go. This one actually came out much better. Then you can close the trace, again, expand, ungroup, delete, and now you've got a vector. So pretty cool. Just a little sidetrack there, but come back to the fiber here. Alright, and then that's ugly, so we're gonna switch back to unidirectional for our last hatch. And we're gonna do one more unidirectional. And then the anneal. Actually, you know what? I think last time we did a steel white finish to kind of push the junk out of the way. It's kind of a cleaning pass. We should probably do that again. So let's do that again. Just because we want our anneal to be nice and even. It is kind of a larger area. That's better. Okay, now the anneal. So the anneal that I use most often, like, definitely has like a blue tint to it. And I like it. But we can drop our frequency down to 150. I just want to show you guys what this looks like, because I feel like there's never been a good time to show you. I've been wanting to show this on the channel for a long time, and I just haven't done it. But yeah, if you drop that down to 150, you get like a much more natural metal color to it. So just a fun fact, I guess, for you. We'll paste our graphics back in now. The axes go on the front. So we'll hatch that, center it. We can get rid of this. We may have to reposition some things. These we did only like 2 passes, maybe 3. We did these much quicker. Just trying to match it to last time. So we'll light this and go to the fiber view and try to get things lined up right. There we go. Again, no rhyme or reason to my placement other than it looks pretty straight, because there's literally not a straight line on this thing, so is what it is. Yeah, no problem, Jerry. We have a full Illustrator tutorial if you're ever interested. I want to get into other kinds of software. As the Laser Master Academy continues to grow, we will be able to pick up new kinds of software to do tutorials and deep dives on. So if you haven't already checked that out, it's masters.lasereverything.net. We do live streams like this all the time. It's only weekly for the public, but the Laser Master Academy members get them like literally all the time. So if you like live streams like this, check that out, because it supports the channel and allows me to get new things and make better videos and spend more time on the channel. So lots of bonuses in there. Bonus episodes of the podcast, bonus live streams, bonus, all kinds of bonus stuff just everywhere. Oh, I know it, Rebel. Looking forward to having you on there, man. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, it's already been huge. So many people have decided that they wanted to just pay twice for October. They like the new website so much better than Patreon. They're literally paying early to switch because they want to use the new one instead. It's pretty awesome. Over more than a quarter, maybe even a third at this point, more than a third of our members have already switched over from the Patreon to the Laser Master Academy, which is pretty great. Yeah, you better cancel it, Tyler. I'm glad you like it, Kyle. Go do it, dude. I think that once you get there, you will find the benefits are well worth it. I spend significantly more time on the content there than I even do on the YouTube channel. So if you think there's a lot of good stuff on the channel, wait till you get there, because there's, I mean, even just the live streams alone, there's easily over 100 hours of just bonus live streams, not even including everything else. What's up, Manzi? Yeah, late night. Rebel, dude, it's okay. We've had this conversation so many times, dude. I totally understand. Nobody expects you to pay. That's why we're here on the channel. That's why we do Friday Live Day. The way I like to think about it, is that the people that are part of the Laser Master Academy are crowdsourcing the content for people who can't. Right? So if you can't contribute, like the other supporters are supporting so that you can still get access to that information. All of the really important stuff is available on the channel for free. I don't hide anything super important that you need to use your machine effectively behind a paywall. That's all available up front. Yeah, Manzi, I saw it, dude. It was looking good. It looked like you had made some pretty significant progress. Dude, I mean, I've got a fiber, I've got a CO2 Galvo, and I have a CO2 gantry laser, and I've got a UV laser on the way, and I still want a diode. They're different tools for different jobs, man. That's what I always say to everybody. People are like, I want to upgrade from my CO2 gantry machine to a fiber. I'm like, bro, it's not how it works. Like, they're different things. They're different tools. They do different jobs. No, dude, it's not here yet. It's on the way. Hopefully, soon. It will 100% absolutely be sitting next to me by the end of the month. But last I heard, they were shipping soon. I don't think there was any kind of final closure on that. I haven't gotten a tracking number yet, but it should be shipping shortly. Alright, dope. That's done. Let's flip it over and put the last mark on this thing. I gotta get this out in the mail. It's a little big. Alright, again, I'm keeping this as straight as I can with the text on the handle and kind of like where the handle meets the head. It's not going to be straight with that black stripe. That black stripe isn't straight with the rest of the axe, which is just like ludicrously annoying, but you know, if it looks off, that's why. It's not me, it's the axe, I swear. I wonder if my wife is still here. Wife, are you still here? Yeah, dude, once you get those mirrors aligned, it's like a whole new machine. You need the Holy Trinity, man. That's what I tell everybody. You need a fiber, you need a CO2, you need a UV. Then you can mark metals, you can mark organics, and you can mark plastics. You get one of each of those things and you're golden. That's why we have the Holy Trinity shirt. Nope, just 3 passes. I wish we could go that deep that fast. We kind of got close to it with the 26 on the front, but alright, man, get out of here, Mark. Thanks for stopping by, dude. We're just about at the end here anyway, and I do have to get up to record the podcast tomorrow. We've got another interesting interview coming your way, so make sure you keep an eye out for that on Sunday. So we'll be getting up early to record that tomorrow. Yeah, it never really gets old, does it? I still like watching it go, even after all the years that I've been doing this. You got it, Mark. Thanks for hanging out, man. Ooh, farmer's market. Time to make some money. Do it, dude. You're not gonna miss anything. Like I said, we're almost done here anyway. You're not gonna miss out on much. We're just gonna wrap up this mark here on the metal. And then we're probably gonna call it a night. So, if you're worried about missing something, you won't. We do that white finish now and then the anneal and we'll be done. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. That's really amazing. Thank you so much, Jerry. That's amazing. Special shout out to Jerry. Welcome to the Laser Master Academy, man. I do not think you're going to regret it. There's a ton of awesome stuff on there. See you later, J-Mac. Thanks for the one last link there. I appreciate it. Yep, we're in the home stretch now. Yeah, good luck, man. You're gonna have to really sit and watch. A lot of people just kind of leave it on in the background while they're working. That seems to be a good strategy. There's just so much of it. If I were you, if I had to make a suggestion, what I would suggest is sit and watch the bonus podcast episodes. Like, actually sit and give those your full attention. Because that's really, really condensed, like, high density information. And then for the live streams, I would just kind of like let them play in the background while you're working on something else. Because a lot of them are really kind of slow like this, you know. We go through things step by step. And everything is in real time. There's no time lapses, so it makes for pretty good background watching. The podcast is very dope. That is accurate. Yep, we're kneeling right over it. White was just to clean the junk out of the way. We don't want it to rust. Yeah, the white looks nice, but it would need to be... This kind of steel would need to be like clear coated or something to keep it from rusting with the steel white finish. It would rust out if we left it that way without coating it again. That's awesome, Rebel. Whatever works, man. It all comes down to the kind of metal, man. It has nothing to do with the mark and everything to do with the metal. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I probably don't have to tell you guys, but there are many different types of forged steel and there are many different types of stainless and they all react differently. It's a whole thing. That's it. We're done. Funny, we're ending this episode the exact same way we ended Friday Liveday last week, but we did a lot of really cool other stuff earlier in this live stream that we did not do last week. So if you're just joining us here at the end for some reason, go back and watch the beginning, because there's some really awesome stuff in there. You definitely don't want to miss it. If you hung out with me all day today on the live stream, thank you. I appreciate having you guys by. It's always nice to see your faces and your names pop up in chat. Not really faces, I guess, but your names pop up in chat. Warms my heart. And so what do we have coming up? Well, I have a really cool episode scheduled for Monday. Feature episode. We're going to be doing some cool stuff that I don't want to spoil, but it will be Halloween themed. So you've got that coming. You've also got the podcast on Sunday. It's probably going to be our interview that we recorded with Southern Smoke Engraving, who does like diode work, photos mostly, with diode lasers. Very cool interview, a lot of juicy info in there if you're into that sort of thing. So that'll probably release on Sunday. And then what else? I don't know, not much. Reminder to everybody, not that there's many of you here at the moment, but reminder anyway, I'm on baby watch. So if I vanish for 2 days, 3 days, somewhere in the middle of the week, on the weekend, whatever, it's probably because of that. So don't worry, like I will be right back. I'm coming right back to work as soon as we're out of the hospital, pretty much. I will be right back here at the shop, working on jobs, making new episodes of the show. But if I vanish for a couple days, because I'm very active and I think that would disturb people if they didn't hear from me for 3 days at this point, that's what I'm doing. And I think that's it. Final plugs. Go sign up for the Discord. It's free. Link in the description. Amazing online community. Over 1,000 members. Probably well over 1,000 members at this point. And Laser Master Academy, obviously. Jerry just decided to join us over there. So great to have you, Jerry, on the LMA. I'm really excited to chat with you on there and see what you got going on. You get bonus episodes of the podcast. You get bonus live streams. You get my entire fiber and CO2 laser parameter files. And soon we're going to have a big one for the CO2 Galvo. We're going to start cooking that up this month. We'll probably release version 1.0 at the end of the month. So you get those. A bunch of other stuff that I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. It's like all kinds of like downloads and bonus things that have to do with all the episodes. So go check those out too. I'm getting tired. It's pretty late. I think that's it. That's all I've got, guys. So thank you so much for hanging out. Where's my thing? It's right up here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really, really appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good night.